Four Spheres of Knowledge Creation. The Causal Principles by René Bøtker. Part 4. Taxonomies of Knowledge. Chapter 13. The Agency of Knowledge. The ability to act or have agency is predicated on the existence of a structure that enables or constrains actions. As knowledge is a representation of objects interacting in space and time, the structures that enables or constrains knowledge is an analog to the structure of human apperception. It is an analog to the existence of positive or negative objects. It is an analog to the existence of expressive or perceptive interaction. It is an analog to the existence of finite or infinite sets. It is an analog to the existence of constitutive or governing fields. Knowledge attains agency through the knowledge creation process, where it is enabled and constrained as a representation of human apperception. The knowledge creation process is not only a process of representing the actualization process, it is an actualization process where knowledge is expressed and perceived by phenomenal entities. It is both subject to and a representation of the actualization process. Agency in this sense concerns the ability to subject knowledge to be expressed and perceived. It concerns the ability of knowledge to be created and absorbed. It concerns the absorptive and creative capacity of knowledge as the agency of knowledge. The agency of knowledge as a representation of the presence of objects, interactions, sets and fields in space and time exists in everyday life as taxonomies of knowledge creation. These taxonomies concern the representation of knowledge through language, where human beings engage in processes that actualize knowledge within the worlds of concepts. We use language to express our experiences of the world. We use it to express objects interacting in space and time. Communication is not only a representation of objects interacting in space and time, but also subject to the actualization process. The very act of communicating with another human being is an actualization of our inner property and having it recognized in the property of another human being. Many theories through the history of thought have presented communication as a linguistic study, and in this respect, various types of languages, including the language of denotation as already discussed. On a fundamental level, all types of languages are attempting to represent the property of the content that is the human apperception of objects interacting in space and time. Not only of objects in space and time, but as objects in space and time. It is the representation of objects interacting in space and time and the collection of these objects in sets and fields that enables and constrains knowledge as absorptive and creative capacities in our everyday lives. The objects, interactions, sets, and fields lays the foundation of the taxonomies of knowledge creation. We delineate the object as a negative or positive. We identify as modular or architectural. We define the interaction through expressed and perceived property. We represent as tacit or explicit. We situate the object in a finite or infinite set. We relate as concrete or abstract. We validate the interaction through a constitutive or governing field. We believe through internal or external validation.